Destiny ended up going semi-viral, just a little bit, because they ended up clipping him out of context, and it was a complete disaster. Real quick, I want to go ahead and let you guys know that I am sick. It sounds like I smoked 100 cigarettes, but that's because I lost my voice. Anyways, he ended up creating this clippable moment, and so many people fell for it. As a matter of fact, they ended up posting their own opinion about it, talking about that they knew all along that Destiny was a grifter. And just in case you guys haven't seen the clippable moment, let me go ahead and present it to you guys. Just a little bit.
There's a lot of people that there's a lot of organizations that kind of like send me revenue, and they shoot me like talking points or whatever, or they'll like recommend me like books. They don't like control what I say on stream, of course, but they'll like suggest like, hey, you should take a look at this. And then, and then they also sound like a decent chunk of change. It's like, well, if you're gonna pay me, like 30,000 new shekels or whatever, why the fuck would I not take a look at the material that you want me to read and repeat on stream? And also part of this is connecting me to kind of like a network of, they call them the Jalumni. It's like alumni, but for Jews, I guess.
If you guys don't know who the Jalumni are, they are a powerful group of people. So much more influential than the Illuminati will ever be. And trust me when I tell you, they could write a mumble rap album, and that shit will be much more relatable than anything Tupac's ever written. Okay, casting all sarcasm to the side, this is not real. The Jalumni don't exist. It was just a joke that Destiny was just kind of creating on the spot. And that's not the only thing. He also ended up joking around how he got Candace Owens fired from the Daily Wire because he ended up pulling some strings with Ben Shapiro, and then Ben Shapiro obliged.
And after my Candace Owens conversation, I reached in there. I was like, Ben, what the like, this lady is like slandering me on fucking Twitter. Can you do something about this? And he'll tap his Jewish contacts. He'll see how receptive I've been to some of the money that they kind of like funneled to me to look at like talking point shit related to Israel Palestine. And then he said, feels like I checked out. And then, yeah.
And right there, that's where it ends. At least for most of the people who were sharing that clip around. But if you continue the clip, he talks about how that never happened. Why would he do that?
Are we good? Is that enough for a clip? No, I didn't talk to anybody about Candace Owens, you retard. Why the f did I do that? No.
And the most unfortunate part is that the people who were sharing this clip around and then calling him a grifter, trying to spread misinformation, they were community noted. Right below the video, talking about that this was just a joke to kind of bait out disingenuous actors. And the reason why I say unfortunate is because these guys are pundits, commentators online, political pundits. You should know how to do research properly. And unfortunately, in this case, you ended up outing yourself as being what they were trying to bait out, a disingenuous actor. And even when they did get called out, they kind of just try to like play around it. Like this Twitter user here, Nico House, he got called out, and then he ended up watching the context, and he quoted, "I didn't talk to anybody about Candace Owens." And then he asked the question, okay, kind of as if he's insinuating like, okay, is that supposed to be like a gotcha or something? But make no mistake, this is not a gotcha. This is a gotcha self, because you got yourself in an unfortunate predicament. All you had to do was just go check the original source. That's all you had to do. And ironically enough, I don't even see this guy as stupid. I see him as capable. But this is what happens when you don't critically think. You end up participating in psychological phenomenon like the telephone game effect, where you end up taking someone else's word for it, even though the original source would have done majors for your interpretation of the information. And the thing is that anybody could have fallen for that information, including myself. And guess what? I started questioning whether that clip was real or fake, because I was thinking like, what? Like, is Destiny really admitting to all of this? And that's when I was like, I gotta go find the original source. Luckily though, they ended up linking the original source down below, and I went to go check it out, and it turns out that, yeah, he was just playing around. And what significantly perplexes me is that there was a lot of people in the comment section talking about that it was obvious that he was being sarcastic, and that he was using words like jalumni or shekels. That's when they knew that he was being sarcastic. And to me, I was like, I couldn't tell he was being sarcastic, man, even with those terms, because here's the thing, I don't know anything about Jewish culture. I don't know if these are actual terms that are used within those cultures or not. How the hell do these people know that? Unless they're really well versed, or at least have some sort of acknowledgement of Jewish culture, then they must know these words. But I didn't know them. That's why I rely on my critical thinking skills to see if what this person is saying is actually fact. And it turns out, no, there was context to it. And you guys want to know what the unfortunate truth is? That this is not a separate incident. Believe it or not, this is actually very common online. It's actually called the overconfidence effect. And there's 3 subcategories. There's the overestimation, the overplacement, and then the overprecision. And then this is a perfect example of overprecision. And overprecision is when someone has a little too much faith in their own judgment of a particular behavior or event. And once again, there are multiple examples of overprecision. For instance, the Aiden Ross and Playboy Cardi incident, there was a lot of people that were absolutely confident that that was staged. For instance, I saw this tweet and I couldn't help but ask, how do you know? And then of course he ends up bringing his rationalization, 21 scam him, and the next day his card sold out. The same thing with Cardi, albums come out plus part 2 stream is coming soon. And of course I respond with, yeah, that makes sense, but that's sharpshooting. That doesn't really confirm that it was acted out. It's only a speculation. Unless Aiden comes out and admits to it, I'll remain neutral on that. And that's the stance you're supposed to take, because you just don't know. And that's why when I see a lot of people talking about, oh, well, you know, it was obvious that Destiny was being sarcastic. How did you arrive to that conclusion? How did you know? Because if your rationale is to say, well, I know what sarcasm looks like, I mean, it's obvious that that's sarcasm, then believe it or not, that's still, you're still judging based off of your own experience of what sarcasm is. That's not really like concrete proof that he's trolling. It's just your judgment. So to me, it's just like, if you don't know, it's best just to do the research. Go and check out the original source. Make sure that he's just kidding around. Or if he doesn't say anything on it, then it's best just to remain neutral on it. Like that one woman on Twitter, Kim Iverson, she ended up reposting that clip from that particular media company. And she asked, is this real? I personally feel like that is a much better post than what Peter Coffin ended up tweeting out or any other person tweeted out. But of course, this is Destiny, so Destiny ended up giving a jab to Kim Iverson.
Yeah, but there's big people that are like, isn't that Kim Iverson person?
Yeah, but she's literally, her brain has been rotted for 7 years. My understanding is she's one of the largest case studies. Yeah, okay. There's one of the largest case studies medically right now in researching how a person can live with so little white matter present in their brain, okay? She's one of the dumbest motherfuckers on the internet and has been for a long time, so. I
am a Destiny fan. I'm sure that you guys already know, but I have a lot of issues with Destiny himself. This is particularly one of those where he's just name calling people in a very egregious manner. Like, he doesn't just do this to, you know, like Kim Iverson. This isn't the first time. He's done it to, that one woman from The Majority Report, Emma Vigeland, and he's done it to Kyle Kalinske. Like, I really don't like when he speaks like that, man. It's just very unprofessional to me, at least. But hey, you know what? That's what gets him his views, I guess. But I mean, it's not, I don't think that's a justification to say stuff like that. I just highly recommend not to be overconfident. Don't balloon your ego to the point where you can have a hot air balloon ride. Take your time. Take one step back and analyze the situation. Don't just jump into it because you hate the person. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, guys. If you guys want to go ahead and find me, don't look at the Lost and Found. Go look on Twitter. You can follow me at this link down below that I'm gonna leave in the description down below. And make sure that you guys fact check me. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the sources down below. Go ahead and check them out for yourself. If you disagree with me, make sure you guys check the links and build and construct your own opinion. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. That's all I have for you guys. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned something today.